Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Tried and Tested podcast. I am your host Tracey, and if you're not familiar with my show, this is a dating and relationship podcast where we talk about all things about love, romance, marriage, breaking up, making up, getting together, just anything that has to do with dating and relationships in this day and age. And so today I have a really special guest, my boo Oxy. Say hey, girl.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
Good. So thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes, honey. We want to hear your insight on what we're going to be talking about. So, without further ado, today's topic is women approaching men first. Okay. So,
Let's go.
before we even get into the topic, for me, I know growing up, like I was always told that men should approach women, probably like when I was younger. But then as I got a little bit older, like I saw where some women were like, no, you can approach men first, like, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm gonna speak on that a little bit. But so actually, so what is your take on, just in general, like the idea of women approaching men? What is your take on that?
Honestly, I'm going with the second option of what you stated, with it being okay. I don't see an issue with that. Same thing here, right? I was always told, let a man approach you, let him be the one to step to you and talk to you. But honestly, growing up, with the way certain things worked out for me, honestly just being outspoken, it was never an issue to step to a guy and let him know that you like him, or, be flirtatious and whatnot. Like, I feel like, why do we have to wait for the men to approach us because society says so? I feel like if you want something, or if you're, feeling the need to, let's say, speak with someone and take your shot, I say go for it. What's going to happen? The least that can happen, honestly, is one them declining you. That's it. You learn from that rejection and you move on. And you don't know, right? Speaking to that person or stepping to that person can open up other things for you guys, and it can lead to something else, right? So honestly, I definitely will say, you know what, it's not an issue for ladies to be the ones to step to men. And I think we have to stop looking at this notion of it being aggressive and us being, very feminine, and they having to be the masculine one to kind of like do everything. I feel like sometimes if we want to take a shot at things, we should go for it as well.
Oh, wow. So I want to, before we even go any further, two things. So I feel like that there are some women who are aggressive and it's scary. Like I've seen women like they go after men and it's like, relax. Like it's not that serious. Like you are not the man. Like they go in with the aggression. They go in with the, I'm going to have you, you're mine. You're like, and I'm like, that to me is a bit extra.
Right. And you know what? And yes, I do agree with you. Definitely, that can be extra. Just like there's some people that can take certain things too far. The same way on the other side. It's not only females that do it. There are some men, yes, even though we're informed and told that they're supposed to take the lead, sometimes they can be a little too aggressive, right, with the way they're doing certain things too. So I also feel like it depends on the type of environment that you're coming from, what you've seen, what you saw that kind of shaped the way you think, or you think certain things are supposed to go. But we're all not going to understand everybody's background, understand why everybody acts the way they act because of their environment, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then that's where this whole, and I don't want to say judgmental come into play, but as humans, like it's in our nature to kind of do that because that's what we're taught. So when we don't understand the way people behave or certain things that they believe in, we tend to judge them, even if we don't understand them. Like we naturally do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I said, go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I think what I was about to say was going to be a little repetitive because I just want to talk. But no, go ahead.
Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, like I said, so I have heard women do that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know I've tried that before. It hasn't been any time recently. It's probably been anywhere like maybe up to the age of 21. Like I probably tried a time or two. And I just feel like I was very fearful. And I didn't like the way I felt. Like, I didn't like it. It felt unnatural to me. So maybe it also depends on, and maybe it depends on your personality. I don't know, but I feel like I have an easier time just kind of sitting back and waiting for the man to know, okay, that yes, I like her, because I feel like with approaching men, sometimes what can happen is you may read the signals wrong, right? So a man could be taken but he finds you attractive, so he may be looking at you, but that doesn't mean that you should shoot your shot kind of thing. So, I mean, maybe the more you do it, so maybe the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. I don't know. But have you done this before? And has it worked for you?
I mean, I have. Like, with my fiance that I'm with now, honestly, I actually started flirting with him first.
Okay.
So, like, but it was for, like, play, kiki, ha-ha. It wasn't, like, anything serious. But, you know, I started flirting with him, and now look where I'm at. I'm in a 9-year relationship.
Okay. No, that definitely makes...
Honestly, I also think it all depends on your experience, right? And I definitely agree with what you stated before this. Honestly, yes, it does depend on your personality. It does depend on your comfort of doing this. So let's say, like, me flirting with him got me turned down, and then the next person that I probably went to, I did the same, and, you know, and so forth. Let's say I got rejected, like, about 4 times. Then I think then that's where it will shoot down my ego and probably change my mindset, and I will probably, you know, no longer do it. I think it depends on how it makes you feel. Like you said, if it feels unnatural, it feels unnatural, and that's fine, right? And if you believe, like, men are supposed to step to you first, that's totally fine. But I think, like, honestly, it's not more so of an aggressive approach when females do it. But yes, some people do take things a little bit too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that flirting is the same as actually, like, approaching a man? Because people flirt with everyone. Like, I know people who flirt with men, women, children. Like, people are just flirtatious. Yeah, so, like, do you think it's the same as actually approaching a man, or you just feel like that's a way to kind of give a green light to them, to kind of let them know that you're interested without actually saying it?
I mean, it depends on the person, because, like, me, I can think that, right? I can think, if I'm flirting with you, that means, you know, I'm trying to give you a green light, I'm trying to shoot my shot. But let's say you're the man that I'm trying to shoot my shot to, and if I do that, you might think I'm weird. You might think, like, yo, this girl's coming on too strong. Like, what's good with you? You know what I mean? I think it's all, like, it depends on people's interpretation of what you're putting out there, and it may not work for everyone. So, like, you know, it will be hard to kind of say, well, yeah, I think so and so, and it may not work for you. Like, me flirting with you or me kind of seeing if I got the green light may be something that you would like, right? Where you want me to get straight to the point. Or to you, that might be a little bit too much, depending on your experiences that you've had with situations like this.
Okay. So, I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but, like, what benefits do you think it has when a woman actually approaches a man first?
I mean, honestly, in my experience, right?
Yeah.
Honestly,
and we're asking you.
It kind of lets them know, like, what it is. Like, especially men, they always feel like females are always playing around. Well, majority of females are always playing around, don't know what they want. I think that kind of opens up the basket to let them know, like, hey, like, what's up? You know what I mean? Not necessarily you taking charge, but you kind of displaying what you want.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, not being afraid to speak up. Yeah, just throwing things out there. I feel like that's what it opens doors for.
Okay, so for them to kind of really know for sure, like, he's interested and...
Yeah,
so
you know?
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I don't really find men to be shy. I mean, there are some shy guys out there, so I can't say there's none at all, but I feel like...
they there.
That is true. Okay, so when you did it, right, do you feel like you were smooth with it, or, like, were you aggressive with it? Were you, like, do you feel like he was shy and, okay, well, let me just go ahead and do what I gotta do?
He definitely wasn't shy. Oh, no, he definitely wasn't shy. Once I started flirting, he flirted right back. So, like, that just created a little kiki ha-ha dialogue between us. Okay. And then it just went from there. So it wasn't no aggression, but I made it known. Like, I was very blunt and loud with what I wanted, right? Like, okay, you looking good, you know? And it was more so like a funny moment because I guess you can say it was like a joke, but then look at how it turned out. Yeah, like, it wasn't meant to be serious. Yeah, it was like a little cute, a little cute positive flirt. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
But
so how did that work out? Like, how did it
worked out great?
Like, so basically you said you were flirting with him, and then
it went from that to, like, getting my number. Like, him asking me for my number because I was flirting with him.
Okay, so right. So it wasn't necessarily approaching, but just giving him the inclination that you may be interested.
I kind of think that it is an approach because I kind of went to him. Like, he was, minding his business, walking his own way,
Okay.
and I kind of stepped to him to let him know, like, yo,
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
so that was
Okay.
an approach,
It was, yeah.
He's looking at me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, fiance.
He said, hey.
Okay, so further questions. So if a woman approaches a man first, right? Then who's paying for the first date? Like, do you feel?
Oh, hell no, girl.
No, but this is the question because when men approach women, it's like you trying to get at me, so and you want to take me out. So, but with the reverse, if you have the woman that is trying to take the man out, if you have the woman that's approaching the man, then, like, who do you feel like should pay for the date? You feel like you guys should do Dutch, or she should pay if you're making the first move? And it may not be your own situation, but just overall in general, like, what is the criteria? How does that work?
I mean, I may sound like a hypocrite right now, but I will say the man do it. Let me tell you something. I don't know. Okay. Let me fix what I'm about to say so I don't get attacked. I feel like, honestly, certain things are designed for us and placed in our heads from young, so we feel like that's what it's supposed to be. Okay. So, like, my answer to you will be, yeah, I think the man should pay for the first date because, wow, you the one that's trying to get at me, right? Or the man being honest and letting you know, like, listen, I would like to take you out, but I do not. And I feel like also that shows if you can take care of her, like, but not to look into it too deep, but I feel like, it is attractive of a man will pay for the first date now. If something happens and you can't, you need to open up your mouth and express it and be like, listen, I cannot do X, Y, and Z. But I will kind of go with, them, kind of paying for the first date just to show, you got this kind of thing. Like, you can take care of me kind of thing.
Yes, but okay, so if he was just walking, minding his business, and not specifically you, but if you see a man walking, minding his business, he's not coming to you. Like, let's say you don't know what his money situation is, you don't know where his mind is right now, and so when a woman makes that first move, then I feel like he didn't come at you.
But is he initiated a date? Like, that's what we should say. So is he initiating the date, or, because I can approach him and he doesn't have to initiate a date, or, it depends on, let's say if I say, we should go out, sometime, then that kind of placed me in a position where, yes, I'm expecting to go out, and I know I should also have my money at the end of the day just in case. But if he's initiating the date, automatically, yes, I'm expecting him to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but okay, so I think, all right, so I get what you're saying. As far as the question, like, purposes, because we're talking about women who are essentially, like, you are coming up to the man, like, oh, hey, you look good, blah, blah, blah. Can I call you sometime, or can you take my number?
Right.
So we're coming from that angle. So when something like that happens, do you feel like then the woman should pay, or they should go Dutch? Or do you think that he should still pay?
Initiating the date, but he should still bring his own money regardless. The same way the girl should still bring her money regardless.
Yes. No, that's facts. That's
you know
facts.
what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can't. It's like you going out with your friends. Yes, your friends will tell you it's date night, and I'm sorry if I'm throwing it off a little bit off topic, but I'm trying to just like align it so it doesn't get confusing. But it's like your friends telling you it's girls night, it's date night, whatever. You stepping out without no money? You're not. At the end of the day, even if you have a group of, you have that one friend in there that says, I got it, you still bring your money just to be safe. The same way the girl's initiating the date, yeah, whatever, right? Since you're initiating it, then what's up? But he should still bring his money at the end of the day. I feel like whoever's initiating the date, right, you kind of pay for it. But let's say they both get there, and depending on how conversation goes, and they don't mind splitting in half because they both got it, then you don't mind splitting in half because you both got it.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I always wanted to know how that works because I've never been in that situation. But I have heard, like, on other podcast topics where men say if the woman initiates, then she should be paying, and that they don't
because
mind
she's technically taking the lead, right?
Exactly. Which is what kind of like the question is. So, all right. My thing is, so do you think that it can backfire if he wasn't the one who initiated it? And I mean, sort of like, let's say like the man is minding his business, the woman approaches him. Then it's kind of like, maybe you guys start talking, and then like one day he'll be like, they get into an argument, and he's like, well, you the one who tried to talk to me. Like, do you think that could be like something that can continuously happen if the man is not the one in the lead, or you feel like that's outdated, that's old school, people don't do that anymore? Like, what you think?
I'm sure people still do that, right? I'm sure people have little petty arguments like that and throw things like that out there. My question is why? Because at the end of the day, you're still here and you're in this. And even if let's say you throw it out there and say she's the one that even tried to talk to you, but you took in.
Yes.
If you were not interested, you shouldn't have taken it. Right. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm sure there's people like that out there. And it's all about you learning how to have petty arguments and not have, ridiculous arguments. Like, there's certain things that just shouldn't matter. Like, that's just, yeah.
Okay. Well, Miss Oxy Boo Boo, I want to thank you so much for weighing in on this topic. Like I said, I was always curious about it because it's something like that's foreign to me.
Yes,
so
definitely.
before we go, though, do you have any last words on a topic? If anyone is considering as a woman, they want to approach a man first, they feel like he may be the one, or they want to just test the waters with it, what advice do you have for them?
My advice is go for it. And if you're afraid of rejection and fear is what's in your heart, fear is always going to stop you from honestly getting what you want. I say go for it. The least you can do is get rejected. In life, we all get rejected from jobs, from anything. Like, I think we have to broaden our perspective here and always understand nothing is personal. You give certain things a shot. It doesn't go the way you want. That's it. On to the next, right? The next person might come up to you after your rejection. Who knows?
Okay. No, I mean, that's facts. All right. All right. So, I see if they want to get in touch with you, what is your social media handle so they can reach out to you if they have any questions or they just want to follow you on Instagram or wherever? How can they reach you?
Yes, definitely. So my Instagram is Oxy, Oxii, and my Twitter is Courageous Oxy. Same
with
thing.
The I?
Oxii. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time. And
thank
to
you.
our listeners, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, adios.
Yes, Tracy. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, boo. All right, guys. Have a good one.